Hello, people. We've arrived at another day, another destination, and I hope you're ready for the quest of a lifetime. You know, every day we have the opportunity to be a hero, and I'm glad you've stopped by with me today because Marcadigio gonna break it down. And what we're doing is we're breaking it down and powering it up. You know what I'm saying? This is the lab area that we unlocked in our last episode. And using this area, we will communicate with our Shage brothers. Also, another little tidbit about the game. I have been playing on the Switch version quite a lot. But you'll notice there's English text. It's not in Moonspeak. We're speaking the Queen's English now because I'm on the PC again. So recording with Bandicam actually works better on PC for me. So we'll switch back to PC for a little bit. You know, I'll hop back and forth here wherever I feel like recording, but I figured I'd test out a little bit of this. See how the screen recording looks, and it's pretty fine. It's pretty alright. I don't think my mouse comes in there too much either. So I hope you guys enjoy. Let me know if you got any opinions on the footage. This next couple episodes are going to do 345 to 348. We're going to finish off 2.3, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, I don't know. And then after that, there's a little pyramid cutscene. So this is just a series. 345, 6, and 7 are series of power-ups that Anlucia gets, and these are pretty cool because you use them, you know, periodically throughout the rest of the story. In version 2, I don't know if she uses them. She may use them in the story. Later on in the versions, but maybe not so much in the gameplay. I don't really recall her using those moves in the gameplay too much later on. But these first 3 boss fights with Anlucia, this is like right after you start grinding her in the maze. Don't worry about getting her level too high, because she's going to be really low level, and you're going to be like, no, I won't be able to kill things. But no. Anlucia is actually crazy powerful. All you really need to do is give her a sword, and she's good. And I gave her like a level 100 one or something like that. So she will do work no matter what. And like I said, I think her max level is the same as yours once you get there. So, you know, feel free. Grind up as much as possible. And I think she does gain experience from these battles too. So, you know, I don't think it's super likely you're going to level up just from one of these bosses. But it's possible. Yeah, it's possible. Okay, so moving on. First one here. We got to fight some stuff in the arena. So I'll let you guys enjoy the gameplay. We'll run through some quests, and I will just yap on. We'll podcast it. So, you know, go do your tab out time. I know the cutscenes in this game are amazing, so you might want to stay in. Because you will be able to read it if you are an English speaker like me. But if you're practicing your English, it might still be a good idea to stick around. You know, read a couple words. You know, download a couple of tidbits of knowledge. We did get the new pet too, the deep sea shark from the water event. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. So, it's a Thursday morning. It's early as fuck too, and like I said, I've been feeling a little off lately, but I feel like I'm definitely on that that upward spiral now. You know, you can feel when your energy shifts to a different area. I feel like I just needed to release a few things, if you know what I mean. And guys, never underestimate the power of retard maxing. You know, whenever shit feels bad, rely on your systems and stop being so hard on yourself. Because honestly, we know what we need to do. You'd be like, oh man, I want to do this so badly, but you know, that goes against all the things I wanted to do. I'm like, but you want to do it, so you know, sometimes your body knows what you need. It's kind of like drinking water, you know. There's always like a limit to how much water we should drink. And it's not like that 7 cups a day bullshit or whatever the fuck. It's literally like when you're not thirsty, you're good. But at the same time, you don't drink water for 3 days and you're taking a dirt nap, you know. So there's a balance, and I feel like we have like so many things giving us information and talking to us that it's like so impossible to come back, talk to ourselves a little bit, you know. Like what do I want? What do I need? What do I require? Why am I here? Why am I helping all these people? Like, one thing I like to think about when I'm all like, oh fuck, I don't feel like making this video, I don't feel like doing this thing. It's like, well, why am I doing this? Why am I doing YouTube? Why? And I think about that and I'm like, I think it's because I need to work on being vulnerable, being communicative, you know, just showing people my innermost feelings and thoughts. Because, you know, you show people a little bit of your innermost feelings and thoughts, and you get that negative feedback of you know, like anything, like, oh, that's weird, or that's different from what I would think, or, you know, you get those, and you're like, I don't know if I'm right, I don't know if this is like the thing I should do, and then you second guess yourself, and then you do something different, and then you don't know which voice is really yours in the end, because of all the edits we've done with everybody else. So in my eyes, to come back to center, to come back to source, to start listening to ourselves, we have to talk to ourselves. I feel like this is a lot of what therapy is about, is by taking the problem and laying it on the table instead of taking the problem and putting it inside of our heart. If you put it in your heart, you draw a conclusion and that's it. But if you lay it on the table and you just get some data, you know, and you just try to understand, and you let the data draw your conclusions instead of just drawing conclusions and watching the data and hoping it matches it, we start to understand things about ourselves. And you gotta just not judge this bullshit that we do. Cause like, honestly, nobody's perfect. We're all a little evil. All of us. If you see someone who's like, oh man, they're so good, nothing bad ever happens to them, they have perfect self-control. It's like they've cultivated that because they know their evils, and they probably use their evils to their advantage. You just don't see it. You just don't see it. I think everyone has the ability to do that. We just have to get creative. And all these voices coming at us, they stunt our creativity. They just tell us, like, this is how it is. I've been here longer. I know. But that's a lie, dog. All these adults, all these people telling you how life is supposed to be, nobody really knows. Nobody really knows. I mean, like, it's not a choice to not learn things, but it is a choice to be unwise. You can be, you don't have to get wisdom your whole life. That's a stat that you could just not grind forever. But generally, if you go through life, you're going to learn things. So intelligence is going to go up, you know, just naturally. You're going to have to learn how to, like, do things, like drive a car. That's an intelligence thing. Not crashing a car. That's a wisdom thing. That's a wisdom thing. So invest in your own wisdom. The only way to do that, you know, be with yourself a lot. Be with yourself. I'd say, you know, a tactile activity to do to really grind this. Go read some autobiographies. Go read some biographies. You know, it doesn't have to be an autobiography. It doesn't matter if they wrote it or not. You know, learn from other people's mistakes and really, like, take that data and put it on the table. Don't put it in your heart. Don't be like, oh, but I would have done this. Fuck that, you know? Break it down into its most minuscule parts. Like, I wonder what this famous person would have done if they had the childhood of this famous person, you know? Like what does the data say? What would the average person do? Now, I know you, and I know me. We don't identify as average people. But for a lot of things in life, you have to submit to the least common denominator. That's just how life is. It's just it's become super overblown nowadays to where we are only catering to the stupid people. Like everybody with a brain does not matter. We are only catering to stupid people 100%. And I feel like that's probably going to be the detriment of society. That's what happened with a lot of social media, a lot of dating apps. A because in general, you know, the user experience gets sacrificed for money. And then inherently the only people that like it are the stupid people, because if you have a brain, all of these little things will get to you, you know. But if you turn your brain off and you're fucking retarded, everything seems great, and you're like, what? We have all these features on this app. What do you mean? It's just, we have. Don't you like ads? We have all the ads now. Now you'll never be bored. Now you'll always know what products are on. You know, I don't know. But anyways, that's beside the point. The point is, generally, we need to be more, not well versed, just analytic about our own levels of creativity and self control. Have that ability to take a look at yourself and have that awareness to know that you are not the only way you can look at yourself. You know, because a lot of things about ourselves we don't see. That's why friends are so important. That's why friends are so important, man. If you really want to understand yourself, look through the lens of someone else. And I'm not saying everyone else's opinions are right. I'm saying they often give us insights into what we can't see. Unless you're someone like me, to where you can do the perspective thing and be like, I wonder how this looks to someone else. So I do that a lot. It helps me when I'm not around people, because then I can just, you know, I can look and see what people are doing. I can make those snap pin judgments. You see, it's all a game, people. It's all a game, people. And to play the game, you got to know how it works. And to know how it works, you got to understand these people. But see, the thing is, guys, you don't really want to understand anyone but yourself, because you can't really control anyone but yourself. It's all a myth of bullshit. So just to take it seriously, unseriously, you have to be a gadabout about life. You have to be seriously unserious. And what annoys me is the aloof, goofy personality that I play up for protection often gets abused. Often. I'm just so fucking tired. Like, that's why I got into boxing, man. I'm so fucking tired of people underestimating, downplaying intelligence. Like, I remember at work, oh my goodness, it's just this lady, like, she like gave me change, and I don't remember what the hell the change was or whatever, but she gave me change in a weird, complicated way, and then I just like immediately told her back what her change was. Like, she gave me cash in a weird way, and I told her back what her change was really fast, and she was like, oh yeah, the math was super easy. I should have known that. I'm like, okay, chill. Like, it's not a competition. Like who cares? Like, I don't even think I said anything back to her. But just the small things like this, you know, depending on your aesthetic, if you don't look or act like a quote unquote wise person, you know, if you act like a goofy kid, people are taken aback or a little bit insulted when you somehow pull out something really smart out of nowhere. And I'm like, guys, do we want to be old, decrepit, disgusting individuals for the rest of our lives? Why would you want to be like that? I treasure the moments of my childhood because I know I can never go back. So why wouldn't I not want to be there in my mind all the time? Like let's be real here, guys. You're going to be alone maybe like a good 80, 70% of your life. So why not spend that alone time in the best times of your life, or at least in that frame of mind? Like, I really believe in the save state mind progress, where anytime during the day you're feeling good as fuck, you're feeling on top of the world, you're feeling like if it all ended right now, you would probably be the happiest guy ever. Save state, lock it in, remember that moment in your day, and then the next time, could be that day, could be a couple days later, could be an hour late, could be 5 minutes later, something bad happens, tragedy strikes, calamity ensues. What do? You load state. And I'm not saying, you know, immediately perk up that smile, but like a lot of life is really body moving before mind. People don't realize that. They think they have to like get their mind there, and have to be happy. No, man, literally just smiling, just moving, just taking an action can bring your mind to a place. And it's like a working together process. It's just like male and female, like the natural relationships of mankind. They're meant to work together, your mind and body. And then spirit is somewhere in there, hanging out, just like, yeah, what's up? So definitely remember, we all have choices. And all it takes to motivate yourself is a small choice. Motherfuckers are all like, I want to start working out, and then they have to make the huge ass choice of getting up and lifting some fucking weights. No, man, I want to start working out. I'm gonna wake up early and put workout clothes on and do nothing. That's my mind state. So when I wake up and I put workout clothes, I feel like that's a win. I get confidence from that. I get motivation from that. I level up my stats from that. People, we can't do it from this whole survivalist, everything's gonna die mental state. It's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. And if it does work, it's not gonna be sustainable. You're eventually gonna have to switch to this mode, because if you don't, you're gonna crash out. It's evident. It's incredibly evident. And you see it time and time again. It's 2025, year of the truth. So we're seeing a lot more examples of things like this. And I don't think there's going to be a lot more entertainment stars. 2030, I don't think there's going to be a lot more rising talent. It's because people haven't unlocked this skill. They haven't unlocked the skill to not only love themselves, but love their past self and love their future self, no matter what that may be. A lot of people are like, I'm only going to love my future self if he has $1 million. I'm like, bro, come on, man. Like we're of course working towards that. We're of course, helping out future me, but you got to be kind to him. Like if you don't feel like doing something, future me's got to be kind to you, so you got to be kind to him too, and kind to present you. And you'd be like, I just don't feel like brushing my teeth today. Maybe I'll get a cavity, but future me will have to take that sacrifice. We'll do it tomorrow. Whatever. I don't want to make my bed today. I woke up 30 minutes ago and now I have to go to work. So future me is just gonna have to deal with that. The small things. Don't get hung up on that shit. And it's very easy for us to stack a lot of losses. I feel like it's so hard for people to stack W's because we put the bar so high nowadays. We're constantly alone, which means we're constantly looking at videos like this, except they're shorter and they give us more dopamine and it looks like their life is even better and they have a higher level character. Nah, man. You don't need any of that shit. If more people treasured where they are and their progress, I feel like there'd be a lot more crimes in the world, And I think that is what, corporately they're trying to do, is trying to make everybody seem like they're equal, but at the same time, there are forces acting against us to pit us against each other. Because you can see in the buildings and everything, it's in the architecture and the clothing, they're trying to make us as samey as possible at the bottom, and then everybody at top, they get all the flashy stuff, all the cool stuff. But corporate marketing in general has become incredibly bland and dead because we're trying to appeal to, like I said, not only the stupid people, not only the stupid people, but to everybody imaginable, as many people as possible, essentially. Which means you got to use normal shitty colors. It's just the way of the world. Just the way of the world. I have no proof of this, but I think that may have been why Black Ops was so popular. It was the beige. It was the gray. It was a gray beige game. Also the war stuff. So I don't know. But you got to think, these things do have an effect on your psyche, your mind. So I'd say we just gotta get back, man. We gotta get back. I don't know how terrible it is for Gen Z, but I remember my childhood was very good. I didn't get internet. I'm 1996, so I didn't get internet until like 2005, when I was in middle school, high school, And I just enjoyed so many beautiful things about life. Going outside, exercising, playing with my family, making friends. I never really loved hanging out with friends. That's a different thing. I think I hung out with friends 2, 3, maybe 3 times at my house. No, yeah, 3 times at my house. And I went to one sleepover when I was very, very young, and I called my mom and told her to pick me up and take me home. So I never really liked hanging out with friends, and I always felt bad about that. So when I moved over to like random places in the future, I was like, all right, now time to make all the friends in the world, and time to make my new family, my chosen family. And then it just doesn't really work. You can't be guilty if you're one of those people. It's just like, I want to be alone. I want to do my thing. Don't fight it. I was fighting it for the longest time because I'm so entertaining, and I'm so loving, and I'm so caring, and I have to help everyone. Yeah. Fuck that shit, bro. If you naturally feel better alone, then that's where you're meant to be. If you naturally don't feel good networking, that's not what you need to do. Like why are we forcing ourselves to do some bullshit that you don't want to do for the rest of your life to get the bag? Because when you realize, when you do get the bag from doing the shit you don't want to do for the rest of your life, you're gonna have to do more of the shit that you don't want to do. Like, hello? Are we dumb? We're pretty dumb. So yeah, this is Anlucia's second technique. She had the first one where she got rid of illusions. You're supposed to stand in her circle. I did not. So I am dead. But yeah, that's how this move works. Pretty cool. Pretty interesting. Pretty fun. What else was I saying here? I totally lost track of that because of the funny slime move. Oh right, I forgot it. I forgot it crashed in the middle of this fight. Oh. Okay. Be back. We're back. And you know what's really funny? You just have to go with the flow, honestly. You really do. Because life will hit you curveball after curveball, swerveball after swerveball. And that's usually how people crash out, because I don't know anyone who hasn't been hit by like a swerve ball in life. Like it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. But the problem is, it's just like shit test with girls, man. Like I've always been so just like, I don't take them seriously. You can't, because everybody's got so much shit going on, and even the shit that they have going on, it ain't that serious, it ain't that deep ever. Honestly, life will always really work out unless you die. Then it's like, good job, you did it. That's the ending. But the problem with most people is that they do all this bullshit that drives them nuts. And then your emotional management is ass, because you haven't been doing the stuff to fuel you. You haven't been doing the stuff that you actually want to do. So, comes out time to, to own up, time. Your life's like, hey, it's time. I'm about to fuck you now. And you're like, wait, I didn't lube up. You didn't lube up with all the shit you wanted. And then you got that sandpaper around your booty pipe. And it don't feel good. Like, who would not crash out from that? Who would not crash out from that? Let's be real. That just sounds like an incredibly unfun time. But, it has to be balanced. Because, of course, we're doing these things, whatever it may be, soda, sweets, weed, drinking, gooning, whatever it may be, whatever bad shit, cocaine, gambling. We're doing these things, and like, there's an inkling in the back of you that's like, this ain't good for me, man. This ain't good for me. So you have to really listen to yourself, A lot of people just ignore themselves because there's so much stimuli going on, man. Like, just disconnect for a little bit. And I know it's so funny that this is literally a video that I'm that I'm making for you that's telling you to touch grass. But I don't know, man. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's a beautiful message that has definitely helped me. Um, and I think when you take a step back and you're like, whoa, why the fuck am I doing this? And you think about, you know, your future, past, present, all this shit. It will naturally stop you to like a growth moment where you elevate out of that shit. At least for a little bit. You know, who's to say 3 months down the line you won't start again? Who's to say? And why does that even fucking matter? You know? Because it's about being in that mind state of, you know, there are times in life where I was like, I'm never going to make music again. I'm never going to do it. But you know what I've done? I've reframed them now, and I love my past self for it. So I've reframed that now as just a time where I needed that space. I needed that mental space to disconnect and reconnect with my soul. And I feel like just with anything, you know, we're always growing. We're always connecting with ourselves. You have to be okay with the fact that right now what you're doing is serving you. And in your best, highest future self, you may not want that thing to serve you anymore. You know? If I had millions of dollars and had access to, you know, whatever life partner I wanted, I probably wouldn't goon all the time. That's just a fact of life. Because I know I'm not unattractive and I'm not an unconfident individual. I just know we're in America and you need a lot more leverage to hold down a woman. And nor do I want to share things with a woman right now. Or a man. That's why I hate roommates in general, man. I'm just so bad at sharing. I'm so bad at sharing, and which is why we need the podcast, which is why we need the Dragon Quest. Like, I need to learn how to share things, like, authentically without coming off as some pretentious teacher asshole. But this is how I like to communicate, you know? I love this, especially, you know, these things, because I like to listen back to them. So the lessons, the stream of consciousness, you know, thoughts, they aid me. They aid me. Oh, that was my Switch. I don't know if you guys heard that. I'm gonna charge my controller. But yes, the fact of life is that the best way to live it is to live it. And as a matter of fact, if you live like me and you're nonchalant and you accept your evil side and you just live life, I don't want this to motivate you guys, because honestly, we should never be motivated by this. But I'm just telling you, if you live like this, the ladies will kind of be all over you. But it doesn't really matter if you're unattractive. It's sad about life. It's sad about life. But just the attitude, just the body language, just the actual, like, and you have to really mean it. Like, a lot of people are like, oh yeah, I don't care. Nah, bro, I've literally taken sex off the table. Even with the girls I like and I'm actually talking to right now. Like, I do not, like, even the thoughts about it, I'm like, nope, not gonna fuck them. Not gonna go over there. Not gonna hang out. I might hang out. Not at my house, though. Not at anywhere with a bed, though. You know, you just have to take stupid shit like that off the menu. And motherfuckers will be all over you. All over you. To the fact where I have to stop myself from talking to people in public because they will stop me for too long. And then I'll be like, okay, see you later. And they'll be like, but wait, all right, I'll see ya. Have a good day. All right, so you know, peace out. Like, Jesus Christ, man. Like, I have places to be. I have work to do. And really take a step back, whatever you're doing. The gooning, the progress, the whatever. Take that step back and be like, why the fuck am I doing this? Why am I here? What has brought me to this point? And why am I doing it? And why will I continue to do it? That's a big one. It's a big one. Because sometimes I can't answer that last question. I love asking that question in the middle of a goon session, you know? Like, why am I here? Why am I doing this? Why will I continue doing this? I'm like, you know, I think about it. I mean, watching the video and I'm like, I don't know why I'm going to continue doing this. This is dumb, you know? Like, I no longer require the nut. The clarity comes without the nut. So, it's a crazy life. All we have to do is live it, you know? Don't be mad. Don't be mad about the choices people make. Like, they're just people. All this fumbling bullshit and, like, I almost had her bullshit. Like, second of all, almost had her, dog. We don't own shit. Dating is turn-based. It's just your turn, my guy. It's just your turn. Soon as start looking at the whole world like an MMO, shit became a lot easier. At least to compartmentalize. The boxing helps too, because I'm very pissed off at the analog nature of this world, but it is what it is. Or digital nature, whatever. You know what I'm talking about. The modern world sucks. Anyways, we're done. I don't feel like talking anymore. I just pissed myself off. Which happens a lot when I do these. But hey, that's what the catharsis is for, right? Next time we'll finish this off with 347. Fight some head. I always fight head. Can't have it. Don't want it. Do I want it? I do want it. But not at this very time. Guys, I love you. Subscribe. Leave a like if you like. And we gonna ride. Remember to love yourself in whatever you do. Show interest for whatever you want in your life. But we never chase. We show interest and we allow what be to be. Peace.